What's up guys, this is Massey. Welcome to another video. In this video I want to show you how to factor polynomials and how to determine the zeros of this polynomial. I have 4 questions here. I start with the first one. It says 3x cubed plus x squared minus 22x minus 24. We need to factor that. How do we do it? First of all, we need to use the factor theorem. Will remain the theorem and check which number is going to work there. If we use 0, this polynomial is not going to be equal to 0. It is going to be negative 24. If you make it equals to 1, px equals to 1 is going to be 1 cubed plus 1 squared minus 22 minus 24. That's basically going to be negative 42, so that's not equal to 0. So now let's look at p when x is negative 1. It's going to be 3 negative 1 cubed plus negative 1 squared negative 22 negative 24. So negative. That's going to make it negative 4. Next one, let's look at x equals to 2. So it's going to be 2 cubed plus 2 squared minus 22 2 minus 24. Again, when you calculate it, it's going to be 3 times 8 plus 4 minus 44 minus 24 is going to be negative 40. What about x equals to negative 2? That's going to be 3 negative 2 cubed plus negative 2 squared minus 22 negative 2 minus 24. That's going to be, it's going to be equal to 0. So x equals to negative 2 is one of the 0. It means that x plus 2 is going to be one of the factor. So how to find the other factors? You need to divide this polynomial by x plus 2. So we're going to say 3x cubed plus x squared minus 22x minus 24 divided by x plus 2. 3x cubed divided by x is going to be 3x squared. 3x squared times x is going to be 3x cubed. 3x squared times 2 is going to be 6x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. X squared minus 6x squared is going to be negative 5x squared. You need to bring the next term down. I had solved many examples. I'm going to leave the description in below related to videos regarding solving long division. Then negative 5x squared divided by x is going to be negative 5x. When you multiply is negative 5x squared. Negative 10x. Factor is going to be cancelled out. Negative 22x minus negative 10 is going to be negative 12x minus 24. Negative 12x divided by x is going to be negative 12. When you multiply that, negative 12x, negative 12 times positive 2, it's going to make it 0. So basically we can say, I'm going to go to the next page, we can say 3x cubed plus x squared minus 22x minus 24 divided by x plus 2 is going to give us 3x squared minus 5x minus 12. Now let's look at this example. We need to factor 3x squared minus 5x minus 12. 3x squared minus 5x minus 12. Product, we are looking for two numbers. Multiply 3 times negative 12, which is negative 36. And sum is going to be negative 5. So what are these examples? Is going to be 9 and 4. If you consider the two numbers to be negative 4 and positive 4 and negative 9, when you multiply them, it's going to be negative 36. When you add them, it's negative 5. Perfect. So I'm going to rewrite the polynomial again. Instead of negative 5x, I write negative 9x plus 4x, and then negative 12. Then you have to have group factoring the first two terms, 3x, x minus 3, and here I factor 4. 4x divided by 4 is x, negative 12 divided by 4 is going to be negative 3. Then you factor x minus 3, it's going to be 3x plus 4. So the polynomial in factor form is going to be x minus 3, 3x plus 4, and in the beginning I had x plus 2. This is the factor form. Now what are the zeros? In order to find zeros, we need to make each factor equal to 0. So x minus 3 equals to 0, so x is 3. 3x plus 4 equals to 0, it means that x is negative 4 over 3. Why negative 4 over 3? Because 3x plus 4 is 0, so 3x equals to negative 4 divided by 3 is going to be negative 4 over 3. And x plus 2, we got it first, it was negative 2. So these are going to be the 0. So x equals to negative 2, negative 4 over 3, and positive 3. Now let's look at the next example. Next example is p of x 2x cubed plus minus 9x squared plus 10x minus 3. So we need to see what number is going to work. I'm going to use x equals to 1. So it's going to be 2 minus 9 plus 10 minus 3. That's going to be equal to 0. Very good. So one of the factors is going to be x minus 1. So it's going to be one of the factors. So now I'm going to have long division. 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 10x minus 3 divided by x minus 1. So we started with the largest exponent. 2x cubed divided by x is going to be 2x squared, and then you need to multiply. 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 2x squared times negative 1 is going to be 2x squared. When you subtract it, it's going to be negative 7x squared plus 10x. Negative 7x squared divided by x is going to be negative 7x. When you multiply, it's negative 7x squared plus 7x. Now you subtract it, these two cancel out. 10x minus 7x is going to be 3x. You bring the next term down. We need to have always two terms here, because here we have two terms. So 3x divided by x is going to be 3. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times negative 1, negative 3. When you subtract it, it's going to be equal to 0. So we're going to say 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 10x minus 3 divided by x minus 1 equals to 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. Now I need to factor this quadratic equation. We are looking for two numbers with the product of 2 times 3 equals to 6, and sum is going to be negative 7. What two numbers you're going to get? Product of 6 and sum is negative 7. So the two numbers is going to be negative 6 and negative 1. So you rearrange it, you write 2x squared minus 6x minus x plus 3. You factor 2x is going to be x minus 3, and here you factor negative 1 is going to be x minus 3. So that's going to be x minus 3 times 2x minus 1. So the factored form of px is going to be x minus 3 times 2x minus 1 times, we had originally x minus 1 in here. So the zeros are x minus 3 equals to 0, so x is 3. 2x minus 1 equals to 0, so x is going to be 1 over 2. X minus 1 equals to 0, so x is going to be positive 1. So these are going to be the 3 zeros we have in this polynomial. Let's look at the next example. Next example, it says p of x equals to 6x cubed minus 11x squared minus 26x plus 15. How to factor this? Again, we need to use the trial and error. Let's start with x equals to 1. That's going to make it 6 minus 11 minus 26 plus 15. That's going to be negative 16. Let's look at x equals to negative 1. That's going to be negative 6 minus 11 plus 26 plus 15. That's going to be 24. Okay, next one is going to be let's look at x equals to 2. Still is not going to be equal to 0. If you look at negative 2, still is not going to be equal to 0. But if you look at x equals to 3, let's see what is going to happen. So you have 3 cubed minus 11, 3 squared minus 26 times 3 plus 15. So 3 cubed is going to be 27, 6 times 27 minus 11 times 9 minus 26 times 3 plus 15. That's going to give me 0. So x minus 3 is one of the factors. So we have now 6x cubed minus 11x squared minus 26x plus 15 divided by x minus 3. When you divide it, it's going to be 6x squared multiply 6x cubed minus 18x squared. You subtract it, it's going to be 7x squared. You bring the next number down. 7x squared divided by x is going to be 7x. 7x times x is going to be 7x squared minus 21x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out, and we're going to have negative 5x. And you bring next number down, negative 5x divided by x is going to be negative 5. The answer is going to be 6x squared plus 7x minus 5 when you divide the original polynomial by x minus 3. Now let's factor this one. Now if I look at here, we are looking for two numbers. Product is going to be 6 times negative 5, which is going to be negative 30. And sum is going to be positive 7. That's going to be 6x squared, which is going to be basically positive 10 and negative 3. 6x squared plus 10x minus 3x minus 5. Factor of first two is going to be 2x, 3x plus 5 minus 3x plus 5. It's going to be 3x plus 5 times 2x minus 1. So the polynomial in factor form is going to be x minus 3 times 3x plus 5 times 2x minus 1. So the zeros is going to be x minus 3 equals to 0. So x equals to 3, 3x plus 5 equals to 0. So x equals to negative 5 over 3. 2x minus 1 equals to 0, which means that x equals to 1 over 2. So these are the three zeros. It means that we have negative 5 over 3, 1 over 3, and 3. These are going to be the roots. Now let's look at the next example. The last example on this video is to factor 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 3, and then we need to find out the zeros. Again, we start with the try and error. Let me see. 4, 3, negative 4, negative 3. So we start with x equals to 1. When you sub it there, it's going to be 4 plus 3 minus 4 minus 3. That's equal to 0. So one of the factors is going to be x minus 1. One of the factors. So we have 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 3 divided by x minus 1. 4x cubed divided by x is going to be 4x squared. 4x squared times x is going to be 4x cubed. Negative 4x squared. Let's cancel out. It's going to be 7x squared minus 4x divided is going to be 7x. 7x times x is going to be 7x squared minus 7x. Let's cancel out. It's going to be 3x, and you bring negative 3 down. Divided is going to be 3. 3x minus 1. And actually 3 times negative 3 is going to be 0. So 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 3 divided by x minus 1 equals to 4x squared plus 7x plus 3. Now let's factor this. We are looking for two numbers to multiply to 4 times 3 is 12, and sum is going to be positive 7. So we're looking for 3 and 4. So that's going to be 4x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 3. You factor 4x is going to be x plus 1. And you factor 3 in here is going to be x plus 1. Then you factor x plus 1 for x plus 3. So the factored form is going to be x minus 1 times x plus 1 times 4x plus 3. This is the factored form of this polynomial. What are the zeros? X minus 1 equals to 0, x plus 1 equals to 0, 4x plus 3 equals to 0, which is going to be x equals to positive 1, x equals to negative 1, x equals to negative 3 over 4. That's going to be the 3 zeros of this polynomial. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment if you have any question. And please don't forget to subscribe this channel. You can have access to many other videos regarding math, calculus, algebra, chemistry, and physics. Thank you for watching and have a great day.